If you want to find a map of the US, what type of book should you use? What organ do cardiologists specialize in? What do we call the science that is concerned about the study of earth materials and nutrients? Geology or geography? In which subject can you see the Tellurian? What does IT stand for? What is green helpful for? What do we call the World Renown Prize, sponsored by Sweden, which contains a set of 6 prizes in the arts, sciences, and mathematics fields? Which day is between Tuesday and Thursday? Which one needs the most complicated mechanism? Car, ship, or airplane? What do the following belong to? Roses, daisies, tulips, etc. What do we call the liquid which is used by cars? Which place has higher humidity? Desert or rainforest? Which color is made by blending black and white? Before airplanes were invented, how did people travel between islands from America to Europe? What wet place do crocodiles prefer to live? What are your options for gender when you're completing an application form? If one's response is immediate, is he or she quick or slow? In statistics, what is a circle divided into many parts called? What is the collection of pictures called? How many hemispheres does the equator divide the Earth into? How would you describe the process in which ice becomes water? What is a thermometer used to measure? What natural resource is used in the paper industry? Oral English is different from academic English. Which is the best example for academic English? Tolerant or put up with it? Under which circumstances would you describe the economy as a good one? The one with high unemployment or the one with low unemployment? What do we call a doctor who can sell prescribed medicines? What do we call the first paragraph of a report? What are tragedies and comedies forms of? Which of the following is not a means of transportation? By plane, by public transportation, or car model? Which one has more academic articles, magazines or journals? What is the opposite of convex? Which part of your leg makes it possible to bend? What electronic device wakes you up in the morning? What publication reports daily news? What is the heading at the top of an article or page in a newspaper or magazine? What attitude would you have when you are in a job interview? Enthusiastic, lazy, or passive? What do you call a physician who performs surgical operations? What is H2O, commonly known as? We went somewhere. How do you know what happened in the past? What is the opposite side from which the sun rises? What institution helps people save money? Which kind of people use the periodic table to study? When something has increased by triple, by how many times does it increase? What do humans and animals need to inhale for survival? Some magazines are published once a year, and some are published twice a year. How do you describe the type of magazine that is published 4 times a year? What term is used for the amount of money we owe, asset or debt? If a species is described as venomous, what kind of substance does it produce? Which literary genre describes the details of a famous person's life? Which of the following sports is more dangerous, parachuting or jogging? To which of our senses do all of the following words relate? Rough, smooth, and granular. What natural resource is used by a carpenter? Which material is used to make both windows and light bulbs? What can be used to measure 200-meter sprint, minutes or seconds? In the word postgraduate, what does the word post mean? Which one is the renewable energy? Solar energy or fuel energy? What is the antonym of artificial? What does the sun do during dawn? What is the fluid that is pumped from the organ related to cardiology? What do we call the place selling gold and silver? Why do plants need bees? What do we call people who work in companies? What type of shape has 4 corners and 4 lines that are equal in length? Where is a crossword normally seen? What do we call people who can speak 2 languages? What is the feature that guitars and violins have in common? What are the Earth, Moon, Sun, and other planets part of? What do we call a festival which is held every 4 years, gathering people together as a sporting event? If you are happy with the agreement, what would you like to put at the bottom of the contract with the date? What is the opposite word of stale? Which is easier to be recycled, plastic or paper? Which kind of mountain can erupt? What is Times New Roman an example of? What is the verb form of the noun abstention? What is a standard set of letters that is used to write 1 or more languages based upon the general principle? What kind of dictionary provides synonyms, antonyms, and related words? In the library, which books are not allowed to be borrowed? What is the name of the student who has not completed his course? Where do we hang our clothes? Closet or drawer? What do we call the thread in the center of a candle? Which department studies the human eye? What's the 26th letter in the English alphabet? What are the strings on shoes called? What is the opposite of positive? What is 1/2 of 100%? What does a sundial measure? The instructions that tell you how to cook food. In which subject would you learn gravity, physics, or chemistry? If you want to buy a ring, who do you approach? A jeweler or a pharmacist? How do you describe the desert, humid or arid? What do you call the seasonal flying from cold to warmer areas? Mitigation or migration? Which one is a dessert for a vegetarian? Ham sandwich or fruit salad? Which of the following are real animals? Unicorn, giraffe, dragon, or mermaid? What do you call the pointing device that is connected to the computer? Which adjective is used to describe the animals and plants that no longer exist? In mathematics and arithmetic, there is addition, multiplication, and division. Name the missing operation. If there are 8 black balls and 1 white ball in a jar, and I randomly pick one, which color is most likely to be picked? What would you call people who study ancient bones, rocks, and plants? Which natural material is used to make tires? What can't you do after drinking alcohol? If a figure is a pentagon, how many sides does it have? If something such as fabric or medicine is artificially made, what do we say it is? What do you call the strap that circulates a person in a car or airplane? What do you call the strap that encircles a person in a car or an airplane? Which one is quicker, running, walking, or jogging? How many years are there in a millennium? What kind of hot drink contains caffeine, except hot chocolate and tea? What do we call the subject that studies weather and temperature? What do we call the large instrument with 88 keys, colored black and white? In what kind of book do we find maps of Africa? Which of the following is not a mammal? Elephants, kangaroos, butterflies, or dolphins? What kind of liquid do mammals feed their babies? What is the antonym of vertical? What does ASAP stand for? What is the meeting point of sea and sky called? What is the name of the field that studies the human mind and behavior? Historians use evidence to draw conclusions about the past. Would a contemporary artist's painting of an ancient battle be an original source or a secondary source? Which instrument is used to measure variations in temperature? In which direction does the sun rise? What do you call the document that gives you the details about your qualifications and work experience? What do you call the very long essay that students have to write for a doctoral degree? What do you call the alphabetized list at the end of a textbook that tells you where to find specific information? What do we call a book that contains a lot of words with their meanings?